over the past month, I've gotten some really nice things. And I definitely have to thank my Patreon supporters for this because basically right now, Patreon covers my yard sale and eBay budget. And it's really nice. Thank you guys very much. Here's a bunch of stuff that I want to make videos about. So let's just go through them. I've been cleaning up the basement a bit more, and I plan to build a workbench, a nice wooden one, so I can have this drill press, and I can have this vise on it. And so, this vise was $35. It was I mean, it's not very thrifty, but I was planning on buying a brand new vise eventually, and that would have been, a vise this size, brand new, would have been more than $35, and it wouldn't have the character that this one does. Interesting bottom piece to it. I especially like the flat teeth. And I like this part, just like how the handle is, the balls on the end. I'm not that familiar with vices. I only know how to use them. I'm not a vice collector yet, I guess. I don't know. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this, and if I do make a video, what should any more information I should say about it, you know what I mean? So here we have something I got on eBay, an arc torch. This is pretty cool. I've never been able to find one in real life. I was going to make one, but then I realized, you know what? This really shitty one was like $25. That was counting shipping. And I didn't feel like having to make one. I wanted to get one and restore it. So I might do a restoration video about this, and then I can use it as a tool, and I can do some experiments with carbon arcs. The carbon electrodes go on it like this, so you can actually control with your fingers, move them closer or further apart. You can create an arc, and that way you basically have a handheld arc furnace. I think it's going to be pretty handy. I also bought a box full of new carbon rods. I can use these for arc furnace projects. I think this should be a good first test with heating up crucibles of material and stuff like that, and doubling as just an electric torch. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I want to do a video where I take it apart, maybe clean it up so it's nice and shiny, and then give it new wires, because the wires are obviously gone. I think I could probably test it before then, though. So yeah, maybe when the weather warms up a little bit, because it's been like below freezing all of a sudden, I might be able to do a little test video where I just like try to melt some stuff with it. It'd be so cool. So excited. I only recently heard about these like 3 or 4 years ago on an old documentary from the 1940s about welding. But I haven't really heard much about these since. I think this is probably from the 1960s. I'm not really sure. I'm just judging by the plastic and what it looks like. Me and Arduino vs. Evil used to have a light competition going on about arc furnaces, and he's really gone pretty far, but I think he's kind of realized how uneasy it is, and how it's like a regular torch is probably a lot easier for melting and casting metal. But now that I'm back in Illinois, I think I can get back in the little competition, and this is my secret. Well, not a secret anymore, but now I think I got the upper hand. Then next we have this. This is a film tin. I bought it because a lot of my films don't have tins, and plus this is just freaking cool. I've wanted one of these for like 5 years. Funnily enough, they just shipped it to me like that, because it's a shipping container. That's just what you do. So this arrived on my front deck. It was kind of cool. Seventh Dwarf. Sounds like a shitty film, I don't know. Look at that. So cool. So it looks like this has a little slot on it. You can push this through. And it has these 2 circles. So I think it automatically pops off to one side. And that way it makes it, if you pull on that, it doesn't open. So you have to deliberately push it through that and open. I think that was a pretty cool mechanism. I mean, that's really cool. And on the inside, just a bunch of my film that I've put in there that would fit. But whenever I start making my own films, I might keep storing it in here. I'll probably make a little foam casing around it, though. looks like on the inside. This was like $20 too. I mean, I couldn't pass it up. It's so cool. It's really good condition too. Looks like it's like crimped metal, like all crimped around there on the edges. I wonder if the metal tins started out primarily because of like the nitrate film base could catch on fire. So maybe now they don't have to have metal tins as much. Not really sure. It's kind of cool. I also like that it says Filmex on the side. That's just kind of cool, you know? Once again, it has style. It has history. Then the other things I have is a cat. Oh. The other things I have gotten are these 2 books. And this is definitely helping me with my vocabulary. It's a visual dictionary. It's so good. Every single night I spend like half an hour just looking through this and looking at all the words and shit. The pictures alone are just really cool. I find whenever I'm learning a language, visual dictionaries are just the most awesome things ever. Oh, I know a little bit about those. I run offset presses. It's funny. So I've been using Duden's website, and then it just occurred to me, oh, they sell it in paper form. Oh my god, my mind exploded. Because up until now, I've been writing down most words and their proper articles on a piece of paper, and I have I've written basically my own copy of it. And it's like, fuck that. I'll just buy the book. It was like $10. Come on. But hey, at least it helps me with my handwriting. Well, with this, I got another book. So I only have 2 German books in my library now, but this one is so cool. It's hard to say which book I'm more excited about. I'm really happy for both. But I love how this one looks, and also I like how this one looks. I was afraid, because whenever I was young learning English, I had a fun time learning a really big dictionary that was about that thick, and like if the corner started there, it would be about that by that. It was a huge book, like something a library would only have. Like, well, actually, yeah, it was just from an old library, and it had like pretty much every word you can imagine, including it had like a whole chapter just on like Latin words, and it was wonderful for growing my English vocabulary. So this is going to be great for that. And it's my level of understanding to where I can understand this, mostly. And although some of the pictures are a little bit of a stretch and a little abstract, especially whenever like on the first couple pages, they're like a lot of physics and stuff like that. And so it's a lot of abstract things. Like this. It's like I'm not that into quantum mechanics and whatnot, so it's hard to tell exactly what all that stuff is. But then we have this book, which is it's really far over my head right now. I don't know much enough of the vocabulary. So basically, right now I'm stuck at the point where when I read something like this, it's like you shot the words away with a shotgun, and it's just kind of like 2/5 or 3/5 of all the words are just gone. I don't really know them. I know a lot of the smaller ones, and so I can get the gist of what's happening. But it's a lot of like this blank, that blank, with blank, to blank, the old blank. It's like, ah, fuck, I don't know any of the complex words. So I still have to work on my vocabulary. But it is the history of the old Swiss Confederation. I think that's what it's called. And I really can't wait to read that. I might be at the level to read this maybe sometime next year, like maybe in a year from now. I don't know. It'd probably take a while to get to that level. I like how it looks. Me and my mother have gotten into bookbinding a few times, and I might actually get into that for like making some videos. And that'd be really nice to duplicate this, because this is a really nice style. I don't know, I really like how it looks. Then again, this is really nice too. Just like nice texture, and very simple, and yeah. I should stop yapping about these books. They're cool, but maybe not to everyone. Tell you what. I'll yap about these books more on my second channel. There we go. Because I feel like yapping more and just don't feel like doing it. Whoa! Fuck, cat, you... Grr. That... really messed my train of thought there. Anyway. No more flying cats? Nope, looks like we're all clear. Okay, so these boxes I want to use as my toolboxes. I want to convert them and make like a nice containers and stuff on the inside to hold everything, like screwdrivers and whatnot. What Adam Savage would call first order retrievability. I think that'd be really cool. These are from a, whoops, really high quality Panasonic SVHS movie system case, the AG-HT5. This was from like 1986 or so. Basically, it was a really fancy camera that would go in here. Here's what it looks like on the inside of these boxes. They're both pretty much identical. And these are like really strongly glued to the back, like they're not meant to move. But I think I'm probably going to eventually rip these out and make a nice little thing to segregate them into like screwdrivers and hammers and wrenches and, or whatever I do. You know what I mean? But I think due to the height, most tools can fit lengthwise or vertically, and then some other longer ones can fit that way. So this would be pretty neat, I think. Some of the things I got were this old plane. Now I think that was pretty cool. It even has someone's like some text on the side. So I want to do a video where I restore this. I don't think I've ever really owned a plane, and it'd just be really nice in case I ever want to like make some wood straight or something like that. Might be able to find what company made that. I'm not sure though. I'm pretty sure that some woodworking communities have a lot of like a big fandom over these types of tools and whatnot. Oh, and I picked this up for like $1. It's like I can pass up a nice little weighing scale for like $1 or whatever. So I got that. That'll be nice and useful. Oh, and these old belts, they were $10 for both of them. $5 a piece. And I figure, if I ever want to do a Doctor Strange cosplay, these look like the kind of belts he has. Or, they're just really cool belts. I think these are, like holster belts for like a police officer or something like that. Like an old one. I'm not really sure. I looked them up and I only found a few things that looked like them. Oh yeah. $1, as if I need more of these. I have like 8 of these, but I can pass it up for $1. Maybe I'll trade it for someone. Or, not for someone. Trade it with someone for something. Not trade it for someone. I'm not in the slavery trade. Oh yeah, and I just picked that up because I felt like watching that. Oh, got this. I think that was $4. It's really cool. I might put it on my electric bicycle. But I'll probably do a video. Because I think it's busted. Or at least the filament's busted. I'll see about if it's all one big sealed piece, I'll see about cutting out the back and putting an LED inside there. I just like the style of that. It's a really nice little headlight. Oh, look at that. This one comes with a bit of information about what came in it. So there's the camera and stuff like that, just in case you are interested. And finally, we come to the Royal Typewriter. Looks like this is a 1954 model. I'm kind of happy to get it. It's kind of neat. These typewriters were made in like millions, I think. Like they were everywhere. So it's pretty easy to find them. But yeah, I haven't come across one of these in a long time. So it's like, you know what? I might as well grab one while I have the chance. This one was $15 and it's not exactly the best price. But I know for a fact that the thrift store I got it from probably would have wanted like $30 if they thought it worked. But they thought it was broken. Turns out it just needed some lubrication. So I took the lubrication from that's made for a sewing machine and put it in there, and it speeded up quite a bit. Now I just need to work on getting a new ribbon for it. Which, I mean, I most likely have several ribbons somewhere. Just a matter of finding it as I clean up stuff. I'm really happy with this. But yeah, it works really wonderfully. I like typing with typewriters because they're very secure. You don't have to worry about them getting a virus. You don't have to worry about people like I don't know, people from an Asian country or from India hacking into it. You know what I mean? It's a typewriter. It works. Also, it looks wonderful. Well, actually, yeah, it looks wonderful. But what it types looks wonderful also. It has a nice feel to it. And so yeah, whenever I type a letter, I either use, well, now I'll either use this or I'll use my Selectric typewriter that I have. It's just so cool. I like them. I feel it's easier to type up a letter on a typewriter than a computer because printers suck. I don't want to have to deal with typing it up and then formatting it to fit the page correctly. I want to do it real time. I can see it. It's mechanical. I can do it without power. You know what I mean? I really like typing with a typewriter when I have to do a letter. Not a fan of having letters, but if I have to, I usually like to do a typewriter. Also because it's far easier than having to write it out. Like, it's funny. My regular handwriting sucks. My cursive is okay, because my mom, whenever she was homeschooling me, she would have me do cursive class and stuff like that, and so it's weird how cursive seems to be saved in a different part of my head than regular printing letters, because my regular handwriting is kind of shitty, but then as soon as I want to do it in cursive, I can do it really well. Or it might just have to do with the attention to detail. If I want to write well, I just do cursive. If I don't want to write well, I do regular printing, you know what I mean? Or whatever the term is. I found that interesting. I can't wait to do videos with all this stuff. I'm pretty excited. And I would love to hear you guys' opinions on all this stuff. I'm just really happy, you know? Just really happy. I really can't wait to get a workbench going so I can use this vise. I'm really interested to make a video about this. I'm probably not going to clean it up entirely because I'll clean the bottom, but the sides, it has a nice patina on it, you know what I mean? So I might just clean up the copper bits or the brass bits so they're shiny, but I like the patina color. But I am also interested to see what the writing on the side is. It's really interesting. It's handwritten. I don't think I actually have one of these. Well, before getting this one, duh. Because my great-grandfather, he had a good number of them, but I think my grandfather kept them. Because I pretty much got all my great-grandfather's tools except for the woodworking ones. And that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of woodworking. I think woodworking's kind of meh. Not a fan of wood. It burns. It doesn't last as long. Metal is cool. Metal is awesome because it melts and you can have high temperature and stuff like that. But, oh well. Well, that's pretty much it. Just kind of mulling around in my basement looking at stuff I bought. I hope you guys found that interesting. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you very much for watching. See ya.